Hi, this is Mark with Beacon Equipment, and we're just back from SEMA 2012. And a lot of the customers have been asking me, hey, what was new at SEMA? And so I thought we'd do a short video to give you some impressions of what I saw. The show was it seemed larger this year. The vendors had larger booths. They were taking up more convention space. Some of the things were moved to the outside, such as the engine rebuild competition was moved outside to make room for booths inside the convention center. So it was quite exciting. The vendors were excited to be there, a lot of new products to see. And so overall, the structure of the show was very good. Attendance seemed to be about average. They reported about 119,000 people, vendors and attendees, which is about, to me, it felt about average. A lot of overseas people. But the one thing we did notice that there were very, very few. Matter of fact, I don't think I've met anybody from the East Coast due to Storm Sandy, and of course we send our thoughts and prayers out to those people. But there was very few of them able to come out because of the travel difficulties of the time, and so the attendance could have been much better, of course, but still we thought it was a very good show. Again, a lot of new products. Our vendors had a lot of new products out, and some of them, so we did some videos with some of our vendors on some new products, but a couple of them that we weren't quite ready to go to video with were Spinazy. Spinazy is the manufacturer of the touch electronic measuring system, and one of the new products they're launching here in the U.S. is their new Chow bench. It's basically their larger version of the mini bench for an install repair system. Very exciting, and we hope to be hitting a video on that sometime this year. ProSpot had a lot of new products. It was a very exciting, very large, very exciting booth there at ProSpot. The thing that really caught my attention was the new MIG welder. The new MIG welder is a pulse style MIG welder with 3 different handles. And instead of having to change the machine over to weld different styles, you had 3 handles, one for aluminum, one for steel, and one for MIG brazing. When you grab the handle and squeeze the trigger on the handle, the machine automatically reset to the heat and speed settings that it needed, and changed the gas over and the wire spool over automatically. The only thing left for you to adjust is the thickness of the metal, and you can fine-tune the speed to your welding style. Very, very nice product, reasonably priced. Quite a few of them were sold at the show. i5, a smart welder, was launched last year and has been a big success for ProSpot. They've come out finally with the new C to X adapter for the i5 and the 600 millimeter arm. Another arm they came out with was a 320 millimeter arm, which is a kind of in between the C arm and the 520 millimeter arm for places like taillight pockets. It was a requested item from a lot of customers, so that's one of the new things with the i5. The third thing they had was a plastic welder system. It's a nitrogen plastic welder. You basically identify the plastic on your bumper, pick up a matching stick of repair material, thin or thick, and you can repair weld plastic together. Very exciting. The unique feature on the welder is that it doesn't start using the nitrogen until you squeeze the trigger, and when you let the trigger off, it'll quit using the nitrogen, and it uses compressed air to cool the tip. Very nice system, especially when you put it with the plastic stapler that they came out with last year. So one other vendor that we had that had some, not really any new products, but had a nice promotion going on was Global Finishing Solutions. They are having a promotion on their Performer downdraft spray booth. It's a dual skin spray booth, 27 foot, heated, for $29,995. It was a good promotion. I sold several of them at the show, and we've actually been quite successful with the promotion also, so please call us if we can help you with any of your spray booth needs. Well, if you could give us a few more minutes of your time, I have some videos here of my discussions with Larry from RTI about some of the new products that RTI had at the show, with the people from Challenger, with Jay from Uni-Ram, and Fred from CEG. I think you'll like what you get to see, so thank you for your time. Hi, this is Mark with Beacon Equipment, and we're doing some more on what's new at SEMA 2012. I'm here in the Challenger lift booth with Aaron from Quality and Challenger Lifts, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about their new product, their new in-ground lift. Aaron, in-ground lifts have been around for a long time. What's new?
Well, what's new is the fact that a lot of the old in-grounds have had the same issues. One of those being corrosion. It's been probably the biggest, and debris in the system. So what we've done to counteract that is we moved our barrel out to 8 1/4 inch chrome. Now what that's going to do is we've got a harder metal, so we're a lot less corrosive. So that being said, the other problems we get were debris in the system with lubing the actual bearing. So here we put a raised wiper in on our bearing, and you can see we have a 3-point grease fitting.
What does the 3-point grease fitting do for the post?
Well, in the past we've had only 2 on each side, so now we've got 3. So basically, the biggest key to that is that we're going to be more lubricants. We're going to have more grease on this barrel every time it's moving up and down.
And therefore smoother operation.
Absolutely. So this has now become a grease trap. I mean, every time this is moving up and down, we're greasing this.
Okay. What other features does this lift have?
Well, the other nice feature that we brought in is the stay dry system. Now, with the stay dry system, every time your technician hits that lock release button, it is automatically going to pump any moisture out of the lift itself.
Out of the bottom of the
tub, yes.
Out of the tub.
So what's that important for? You've got steel in all your frames. You don't have to worry about rust and corrosion on those either.
Okay, so basically on the newer in-ground lifts, they're encased in a tub so that we don't have any ground contamination or issues, but there will maybe water or contaminant issues here, and it's sucked out every time we operate the lift.
Absolutely.
That's great. What about are we still getting the same full features on the arms?
We are. We're getting the 3-stage arm, which allows us to be versatile doing passenger vehicles and trucks, asymmetric or symmetric application.
Outstanding. Well, Aaron, thank you for your time.
No problem.
And thank you for visiting us here at SEMA. Hi, this is Mark with Beacon Equipment. We're here at SEMA 2012. We're in the Challenger lift, and we're going to talk about some new products. And we're here in front of the Enviro lift with the Aqua Advantage. And Al, obviously this is a Enviro lift tells us this is an environmentally friendly lift. What makes it that?
Well, it's absolutely the most environmentally friendly lift. It runs off 13 gallons of water, each one of the cylinders, regular tap water, and then it runs off your shop air compressor. So there's never any oil, and also it uses zero electricity other than what your generator that's already running you would use. So it's also environmentally friendly from that aspect. But even though you look at this for the environmental reasons, it's the performance is why you'll stay and why you'll purchase.
So not only we're not going to have oil seeping into the ground or leakage around the lift, this is a good performance lift. This is an excellent performance.
Absolutely.
What does this do that's better than your typical in-ground lift?
First of all, one of the things that you'll notice with other cassette lifts that are in our industry, this will go higher. So if you have tall technicians like you and I, we're not going to have to work hunched over like this.
We're going to be able to work right here.
We're going to be able to work ergonomically. We're going to be able to we're going to be more productive on this lift. Also, it goes up faster. Cycle time becomes more and more important as we're trying to do more labor and more parts cells. It goes up and down faster. 25 seconds is about the average speed of rise for this lift.
Okay. But what about, we're introducing water into a steel product. What about corrosion?
First of all, it's anodized aluminum, so it's not steel. Yeah, that's a very good question. That's a common question. And one of the other most common questions are, what about algicide in the water? And it's treated with an algicide, just like your cooler. So if you consider like a closed bottle of water, it stays. It's a sealed system. No problem with algicide. No problem with rusting.
Okay. Well, Al, thank you for your time, brother. We learned quite a bit. This is an excellent lift, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Mark with Beacon, and what's new at SEMA 2012? I'm with Jay from Uni-Ram, and Jay, what's new with Uni-Ram here at SEMA?
Thanks, Mark, for coming on over to see what we have going on. This is one of our newest devices, our UR700 QVAC. This is a new type of dust vac. It does a couple of really cool things. Keeps the shop clean, reduces sandpaper consumption, increases the employee's overall health. There's a couple of neat features on it. You have a choice of 1 or 2 motors, automatic or manual operation. You have a speed control. You have an electric cord. If the customer had an electric tool, they can synchronize with the motor. You have 2 16-foot hoses. And this layout outfitted with our tool basket and so the hoses don't drop on the floor and no one can accidentally run over them. And the customer turns on the sander, it remotely turns on the vacuum. We'll then off the tool, run for 10 seconds to evacuate the dust out of the hose. I have used this machine in a white dress shirt and blue gloves without getting any dust on it.
Okay, great, because keeping dust down in a shop, particularly a smaller shop, where the body shop and the paint shop are combined, is critical.
With the advent of waterborne, shop cleanliness is even more important. People are paying a lot better attention to their spray booths. So shop hygiene is on most people's radar screen these days. This could be an integral part of it.
Hi, this is Mark with Beacon Equipment. We're here with Larry from RTI, and Larry's going to tell us what's new with RTI in the world of desiccant drying. Larry, you've got a new dryer you're launching here at SEMA. What do you have for us?
Yeah, Mark, we actually have produced a low volume or do-it-yourselfer type desiccant product for spraying paint. This would be for shops that don't do a lot of painting, or they do some priming and stuff in the shop and they want to have a desiccant dryer, but they're not using a lot of air through it. This product is a great product, kind of fills the gap in the market for desiccant dryers. You know, it lists for $195.
So it's affordable for everybody.
Right.
What is our max CFM through this unit?
It's a 30 CFM unit.
It's a 30 CFM unit, so your typical paint gun uses 18 or 20 HVLP?
Well, generally you're going to be 10 to 15 for most paint guns out there. There's some pressure pots that do more than that, but most of them are within that.
So if you're a small shop and you're painting, and this would be a perfect entry level product for them.
That's correct.
Okay, what do you have for a shop that's doing a little bit more volume, or it has a little bit more usage?
Yeah, we have a DE401-M04, and what that is, that's a desiccant tower. And the desiccant tower will actually can be added to existing filtration, and so you can use that in a situation where a guy doesn't want to spend a lot of money, buy a whole new unit, but just add a desiccant tower to the filtration unit.
So in a shop that has medium to high volume, single point usage, it's a larger desiccant cartridge, I take it?
Yes, larger desiccant, has an eye that shows you when it's used up. Very easy to change out. It takes 60 seconds to change it out, and it's in a desiccant cartridge, so it's easy to maintain.
Okay. Now, earlier we talked about some other units you have. What do you have at the next level for the next?
The next level up would be a EH4000. And the EH4000 adds a first stage with an auto drain to that desiccant tower. But in the first stage, we also have active carbon. Active carbon does a great job of filtering out oil mist and contamination, which will protect that desiccant bed and make it last longer.
Okay, and then obviously the unit here behind us, I think, is your best.
Yeah, this would be the ultimate. This would be a shop that wants to take all air problems away from their painting process. And perfect air, it's named appropriately for perfect air because that's what you get with it.
Because we not only have pre-filtration, but we have the desiccant. You're not going to have to replace the desiccant every month or in a high humidity application.
That's right. So our first stage here, we actually have inverse flow technology, particulate type filter. So we're going to take all the contamination out. With the inverse flow, we're going to drop all the contamination in the bottom of the bowl. It has an auto drain on it. And we're going to filter to 1 micron. The second stage element is actually coalescent. Coalescent is going to give us 0.1 micron. So we're going to take any oil mist or any contamination out there. It's kind of a nice assurance thing behind our particulate filter. And what that does, it protects our desiccant bed. So now we can have 3 to 5 years replacement on our desiccant bed.
3 to 5 years is a pretty good deal.
That's right.
Well, hey Larry, we appreciate your time and showing us what you have new here at SEMA, and we appreciate your time here at Beacon Equipment. Thank you. Hi, this is Mark with Beacon Equipment again, here at the SEMA show, and I'm with Larry from RTI, and he has another new product he's launching here at SEMA that he wants to talk to us about. What else do you have for us, Larry?
The newest thing we have in the line is actually a high flow coupler and plug. In the body shop, and especially in the paint shop, the need for high flow air to be able to get the air to the spray gun and get enough volume to spray coatings has been very important. The problem with high flows in the past have been the fact that the longevity of them haven't been very good. They haven't lasted very long. So what we did is we did some research, and we actually came up with a high flow coupler and plug assembly that's going to last a long time. The other thing that in the market is they've been very expensive, anywhere from $18 to $24 for a coupler. We actually are selling this coupler for $9.80. So it puts it in body shop, paint shop. It's going to be willing to pay around $10 for a coupler, and the plug's around $2. So it's an easy way to get into high flow and get the best use out of the air in your shop.
It's a great thing, and I think a lot of our customers are going to like to look at this. Thank you, Larry, and thank you. Hi, we're still out here looking at new products at SEMA, and I have with me Fred from Collision Equipment Group.
Morning.
And he's got a new quick check for alignment tool. What do we have here, Fred?
Well, this is the new quick trick alignment setup. You know, a lot of us remember the old bare camber caster gauge that was magnetic and it would stick right on the hub of the wheel. Well, you can't do that anymore today because they've gone to aluminum or other materials and the magnetic gauge won't work. So I set about looking for a replacement for that and stumbled across the quick trick alignment system. It's very simple. On wheels that have an edge where you can grab them, there's a piece on here that has a lip on it that goes onto the edge. If you have wheels that you don't have an edge, which some of them don't, you can grab the inside by using the silver things with the red ends on them. Down here, you just simply exchange them out so you can use both sides. This particular set is set up for 13-inch through 18-inch wheels, and they're adjustable with the holes here. You just simply move the bracket. This is adjustable here to give you about an inch worth of adjustment at the bottom. So you hang the unit on the rim, place it correctly, hopefully, and you make your adjustment here. And then to make sure that it's straight, you have the gauge, the magic gauge. So you'd first put it on here, and there's a bubble to read, to move it so that you have it centered, and that also tells you that it's straight. Once you have it straight, then you simply take the gauge, which has the red buttons on it, or one red button, put it in front of the tire, press the red button, and what you're doing is you're telling the gauge the condition of the floor so that if it's uneven or rough, it'll compensate for it. Then you simply push the red button again and take it up, put it on the gauge on a little shelf that's here, and it's going to tell you there's a positive arrow or a plus, an arrow going up or an arrow going down, which is plus or minus, and it'll tell you how many degrees it's up. This is accurate within 1/10 of 1 degree, and this is telling us that it's 9/10 of a degree out of alignment. You would then you can do your adjustments to set it to the factory specification, and then you want to do the other measurement. So you switch the gauge, which has a magnet in it, attaches to the same point, tells you the same plus or minus, make your adjustments to alignment specifications, and that gives you your camber and caster. If you want to do toe, then what you would do is take this bottom bar out of here and replace it with this bar that has the slot on both sides. And you take this piece off, put this bar on, and you do the same thing for the other side of the vehicle, and then you take the two tape measures that are included in the kit and you stretch them from one to the other, and then you take your readings, and if this reads 1 inch and this reads 1.5 inches, you know you're out of half. So again, you make your adjustments and you're done with your alignment. All this under $200 puts you in business.
This is a really exciting product for us, and we hope maybe you'll give it a shot.